Hello everyone, I am Healthy Chef Steph and my food is DeFaRekinLicious. So I am a health coach, a worthiness empowerment coach. I started a cooking show called DeFaRekinLicious back in 2016 upon becoming certified as a health coach, and soon thereafter I became certified in behaviors and motivators as a high performance, well, we'll call it life coach, but I consider myself a worthiness empowerment coach because at the end of the day, it's about that feeling of worthiness that drives our choices. And hopefully those choices are based on an empowered way of feeling about yourself. So we have a huge and amazing lineup of wonderful and incredible women from so many different backgrounds with so much information and life experience around that feeling of empowerment. At the end of the day, this is all about feeling your best self and thriving in life. And I am going to be making a chicken piccata. So I also run a meal prep delivery company called Healthy Chef Steph, where my team and I create fully prepared, scrumptiously delicious, and super nutritious meals that are delivered every single week. And what I'm going to be making today is one of my fan favorites. So on my menu, I have been consistently doing it as shrimp piccata. But, I forgot to mention, I'm a cookbook author as well. I published my first cookbook, DeFaRekinLicious, Healthy is Delicious, back in early 2021. And on the front cover of my cookbook, and I'll show you it, this is my cookbook, DeFaRekinLicious, Healthy is Delicious. And on the front cover is my chicken piccata. So chicken piccata is an Italian flavor, an Italian dish, and it's prepared with white wine, with butter or ghee. Oftentimes I use ghee, lemon, and those flavors combined create that flavor of piccata. But how mine is healthy, as you can see in this picture, is the addition of the vegetables. So what my particular talk about is today is about how we choose to fuel our bodies. It's so important what we put into our mouths. Have you ever heard the term good stuff in, good stuff out? Trash in, trash out? Well, if you're putting good stuff, healthy, nutritious food into your body, nutritious, like whether it's supplements, whether it, I drink super greens every day. I also drink super reds. I add turmeric to my two super drinks, that one of them I drink at the gym. The other I drink first thing in the morning, super greens, turmeric powder. I'm always dedicated to what I'm putting into my body. It does not mean that I don't cheat and have things or ingest things that are, not necessarily 100% healthy, but it is about the mindset, having that empowered mindset rooted in worth of self, where you're choosing that most of the time you're fueling your body with something that's nutritious, because this is our vessel and we have to take care of our vessel. By taking care of our vessel, that enables us to be stronger, to be healthier, to have more energy, to have better mental clarity. All the good things. Think about after, like every blue moon, after you've had a meal of, say, let's just say fast food or something. And again, it's not about never eating fast food. I'm telling you, sometimes I have a hankering for a little cheeseburger and a small fry, and I allow myself to eat that. But then the next day, I'm choosing to be mindful around eating healthy with lots of vegetables. And vegetables are so good for us. So, like I said, Healthy Chef Steph, my chicken piccata today, I'm doing the chicken piccata. While it has that piccata Italian flavor, the nutrition's going to come from the peppers, the onions, the spinach, and the tomatoes that I'm going to add to this dish. And so I'm going to prepare it 2 different ways. On my menu, a lot of people they're counting their carbs, for whatever reason, whether it's weight loss or whether it's gluten intolerance. I prepare meals with the option of low carb. That is going to be over, for this dish, we're going to be doing a spiralized sauteed zucchini. Spiralized zucchini is a great way to do that. Now, that's going to be sauteed with olive oil, fresh garlic, a little garlic powder, onion powder, sea salt, and cracked black pepper. And then I'm going to bake it so we can release that water, because sometimes when you cook spiralized zucchini, there's a lot of water. So you want to make sure that you bake out or dry out that water so you don't water down your dish. But we're going to have it over spiralized zucchini, and I'm also going to do it over my favorite pasta is vermicelli. We're going to be doing it over vermicelli pasta. Again, super healthy and super DeFaRekinLicious. Back to that health and wellness aspect. It's so important to fuel your body most of the time with that which is going to create health and strength, vitality, longevity. The healthier you are, the stronger you are, the more energy you have, the better mental clarity, as I mentioned earlier. So we're going to get started. What I'm going to do is turning on my little grill here. And to this, we are going to, let's get it lit. That might help. So this is how we're going to cook. There we go. I'm going to actually leave this out because sometimes it goes out. All right, let's turn that flame down just a little bit. All right, and to this pan, I am going to add I'm going to start with some olive oil, okay? And then I'm going to add a little fresh chopped garlic. Okay? So, piccata is garlic, olive oil, lemon, okay? And then we're just going to stir this up a little bit. We don't want the garlic to burn. What I do is I choose colorful peppers. I've got a red pepper, a yellow pepper, and some red onion. And again, when you're thinking of color, think of nutritional value. Think of the darker and the richer and the more vibrant color, the healthier, the more nutritional value. So we're going to stir up our onions and peppers. Oh, that garlic smells amazing. And like I said, this is going to add nutritional value, but also give you that piccata, that Italian piccata flavor of the lemon and the white wine and a little bit of butter. Butter's not so bad. It's just when you eat a lot of butter with a lot of carbs, that's when it can become an issue. A little bit of butter is okay. All right, and now I'm going to add a little bit of cracked black pepper. P-E-P-P-A. I love to call it black pepper. We're going to add some Himalayan pink sea salt. Again, I choose to use pink sea salt because it's healthier. We're making a healthy dish that's going to fuel your body and be super good for you. So we're going to add some Himalayan pink sea salt. And we're going to continue to stir this. I like lots of flavor. Healthy Chef Steph, one of the biggest things that my customers love about Healthy Chef Steph is flavor. Flavorful. It's not bland. So we're adding a little bit of crushed pepper. A lot of people have the misconception, and there is partly truth, and maybe it's simply because of a lack of knowledge on how to make healthy food taste delicious. DeFaRekinLicious to be exact. So it's adding lots of flavor. I do not shy or skimp away from flavor. So if something, like a typical recipe might call for a clove of garlic, I'm adding 3 or 4 because I want that to be a very powerful flavor, for you to thoroughly and immensely enjoy what you're eating. And my customers really appreciate that. I'm going to add a little bit of white wine. And you want to add a white wine that that you'll drink. That really good piccata flavor, and season as you go. So we're going to constantly be adding the Himalayan pink sea salt, the pepper, and we're doing a little bit of wines because we want the vegetables to cook down with the wine, so they have that pungent flavor. of the wine and the lemon, etc. So now we're going to add a squeeze of lemon. Squeeze half a lemon in there. So again, we're gonna cook down the white wine and the onions and the peppers, and the lemon and the garlic. And now we're gonna add a little bit of butter. And that's 2 tablespoons. This is gonna be 4 servings, 4 to 6 servings. So when you think about it, there's not that much butter. And again, it looks rich. It looks, filled with calories and fat, but my dishes are not. Another way in which I provide the consistency that is thicker to my dishes is a slurry. A slurry that's made with cornstarch and water. I do that a lot with Healthy Chef Steph dishes. And again, it looks rich. It looks, filled with calories and fat, but my dishes are not. Also, one way in which, dishes that would typically, call for heavy cream, I use a fat-free half and half. So you've got your fat-free half and half, and you've got your slurry, and that creates a consistency of thickness to the dish. So again, it's still healthy and nutritious, and it's still super delicious, and you're gonna thoroughly enjoy eating it. All right, so now I want to add my chicken. I also do this dish with shrimp, and it is so popular. It's one of the most popular dishes on my menu. Healthy Chef Steph menu also changes. I change my flavor profiles every single week. For instance, on the menu this week, we have got bourbon mustard pork tenderloin. Okay. We have got our shrimp this week is, what is the shrimp? Oh, it's honey orange. And there'll be a little ginger in there too. My burger this week is a sun-dried tomato and goat cheese with fresh basil. Just lots of flavor. Everything I do is flavorful. And hey, I'm giving away a PDF, downloadable PDF of my entire DeFaRekinLicious cookbook to some lucky, fabulous woman who is a part of this seminar. Now that we've got our chicken in there, we want to add more cracked black pepper, okay? Cracked black pepper, we're gonna add a little bit, couple more chili pepper flakes, and some more Himalayan pink sea salt. Again, seasoning as you go. Every layer that you add, you want to season each and every time. So we're going to cook this chicken down. See how pretty this is? See how amazing and so colorful. You've got vitamin A and vitamin C from the peppers, and you've got fiber, and it's going to be like, oh, this is so DeFaRekinLicious, Steph. God. Let's add a little bit more white wine. Again, now we want the chicken to as well be pungent with the white wine, with the different layerings of flavor for this piccata dish. Turn up our heat a little bit. Okay, so while this is cooking down, I am also, what I do, I don't just do a raw spiralized zucchini. What I do with my zucchini, I'm gonna be sauteing this with garlic, with fresh garlic, garlic powder, onion powder, sea salt, cracked black pepper, and a little bit of pepper flakes. No bland flavor here. When you order your dishes from Healthy Chef Steph, when you order them low carb, they're gonna come either over a sauteed spiralized zucchini that's then baked to release all that water, because when I first started doing this, I was noticing there was a lot of water in the dishes, and that dilutes the flavor. So what I started doing is, after we sauteed this and flavored it, I started baking it to really, to dry up all that liquid and that water. So here on the oven, I'm going to be sauteing this, making my garlic. Now, when you're sauteing the zucchini, you only want to do it for 3 or 4 minutes. You want it to still be firm and have that thicker consistency. All right, so now to my chicken, I'm going to add fresh tomatoes. I choose cherry tomatoes. Again, more sea salt and cracked black pepper. You're like, oh, that's a lot of salt. It actually isn't. It's very sparingly that we do each layer. Now I'm gonna sprinkle in a little bit of lemon zest, and then I'm gonna do it at the end as well. Every time I use a fruit, whether it's lemon, lime, or orange, I always use the zest of that fruit because you want that powerful punch of added flavor from the zest of the fruit. This is basically the consistency of your spiralized zucchini. You can also do this dish with spaghetti squash. That is a great addition. Or you can rice up some cauliflower. Riced cauliflower is phenomenal as a low carb alternative. So we want these tomatoes to cook down until you see them kind of start blistering. This smells absolutely amazing. You don't want to overcook your chicken. So I think we're about done with our chicken. And then I add spinach. Again, you can add arugula, you can add asparagus. I've added broccoli before. I like to add some green. It's pretty, and it also adds more nutrition, more healthy. We're gonna mix in the spinach, and then we're going to season again. Look how amazing. Like, can you imagine the nutrition that's going into your body? Like how this is gonna make you feel when you choose to fuel your body this way with all these nutrients. Wow, you're gonna feel great. And you know, it's the new year. It's like the perfect time to be like, hey, it is time to get my game on with my nutrition. It's time. It is time. Set the pace. Look how. A little bit more. And then a little bit more pepper. Lemon. We're gonna add some more lemon. We want that lemon. Get it all mixed up in here. Let that look amazing. I'm a big honking goob. Hey, but I have fun, and that's what life is about. Having fun. And it's gonna be so delicious. I'm gonna put my lid on just because I want these tomatoes to blister. A lid on for a couple of minutes, just so those tomatoes kind of cook down a little bit more. Let's add a little bit more wine. Not today. I'm about to go, after this, I'm about to go and find out where the monks, we have our monks walking from Texas to DC. And it's just spreading peace, all about the message of peace. Peace within, peace for each other, peace for the whole world. And they're going to end up at the White House. I'm so excited. One thing I forgot about is parm. I also do a little bit of fresh grated parm. Overcook the chicken. I think this looks great. And like I said before, I'm doing it 2 different ways today. I'm doing it a low carb way with the spiralized zucchini that's been sauteed. We're gonna do it over regular pasta. I like vermicelli. Vermicelli is my favorite pasta. So I'm gonna add make it low carb for my customers. Especially now, a lot of people who overate during the holidays, and that's okay. It's okay to cheat and treat yourself every once in a while. And just get back to it. Get back to those good habits. Add a little fresh grated parm. Okay. So DeFaRekinLicious. And then I finish off with finish off the dishes with a little bit of lemon zest. All right. Now we're going to taste it. And I have the sweetest guest over here helping me film today. My friend Jen. She is one of the sweetest people on the planet. And I'm so happy that she was able to be here with me today. All right, so, Jen, would you like to come on camera and try?
Sure.
Come on, girl. All right, here you go. I'm doing the low carb version, and Jen is doing the regular with vermicelli pasta. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Wow.
Amazing.
She's been on my show before. Several years ago, her and my nephews.
I was little.
You were like 9 or 10.
Yeah, I was very little.
And they came over and they helped me make healthy holiday cookies. And that was such a fun episode. I think all three of you, Tyler and Dylan, y'all are all so grown now. Oh, this is wonderful. Yum for frickin' yum.
Amazing job.
Thank you. Thank you, girl. Oh, so happy to have you here. Yum, yum. All right, guys. So like I said, DeFaRekinLicious, Healthy Chef Steph, signing out. And I just showed you how to make 2 different versions of chicken piccata, both low carb and regular, but adding that nutritional, that extra nutrition with all the peppers and the onions and the spinach and the tomatoes. And boy, was this delicious. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of the speakers and the rest of the seminar. Again, we've got a myriad of fabulous women from all over the world here to share with you, to inspire you, to get you motivated and fired up to live your absolute best life, because feeling like $1 million is more than just money. It's about what lights you up and living your passions, going for your dreams and living your best life and being intentional. And one way of being intentional is choosing how you fuel your body. All right, guys, have an awesome rest of the seminar.
Beautiful.
Yay.